Hi, Facebook. My name is Rebecca. I am coming to you from my house. I am the co-founder of Inspired Actions Personal Coaching. I am a life coach, and I have agreed to do a 100-day Facebook Live challenge. Today marks day 19, which doesn't sound like a lot in comparison to 100, but the fact that I've come on here 19 days in a row is pretty awesome. I mean, it feels pretty awesome to me, especially since the very first time that I did a Facebook Live, I was completely terrified. My voice was shaking, and I had a stack of note cards this thick because I wanted to say everything just right. And now I'm feeling much more comfortable. It's not that I'm not scared to come on here still, but it's better. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is deciding what kind of person you want to be. Now, in this specific video, I want to talk about how you want to show up, how you want to act tomorrow. Tomorrow, for a lot of people, is a really fun, exciting day filled with, friends, family, fireworks, all these things. Sometimes that's great, and sometimes that's not so great. I've heard a couple of people talk today about situations in which they were not looking forward to, mostly dealing with family. So I wanted to jump on here and talk to you a little bit about that. What I mean when I say that is that you can decide ahead of time how you want to show up. You probably have a good idea. You probably have a really good idea of what could possibly happen, what normally happens, and what to expect. Okay? Especially if you're going to be with your family or friends that you're with a lot. Those people who tend to trigger you and to make you feel upset or start to feel like all knotted up inside. And you have an opportunity to show up in the way that you want to act. You can't change the way anybody else is going to act. You can't change what anybody else is going to do, what they're going to say, but you can control your reaction to it. Now, it is possible to not react at all. I'm not saying this is easy. I'm saying it's possible. And you have the option to show up the way you want to show up. So how do you want to show up? Do you want to show up defensive and irritable and snippy and ready for a fight? Because I'm going to tell you, if you are geared up for an argument, for that comment, for whatever it is, you're going to find what you're looking for. If you think you're going to go somewhere and be offended, you will be offended by something. If you go and you expect to get in a huge fight with your uncle, you're probably going to get in a huge fight with your uncle. So when we're geared up and we're like just waiting for that comment, that attack, whatever we feel like is going to happen to us, then we are facilitating that energy and we're inviting it in. We're searching for it. So I know I've talked before about you'll find what you're looking for, but it's just so true. If you go expecting to not react to other people's, behaviors and conversations and triggers, then you have a much better opportunity to not react. So, other people's behavior is not something you can control. You can only control your own behavior. Also, other people aren't sitting around thinking of ways to irritate and annoy you, even though it feels that way. Most times, all times, people's reactions and actions, behaviors, and feelings are all based on their own personal thoughts about the situation. You can't do anything about the way somebody thinks, but you can control the way you think. It's not all about you. In fact, it has nothing to do with you. Even if the other person says or feels it is you, it's really them. So when you feel like somebody else is irritating you, it's really your thoughts about the person that are irritating you. I know this sounds really trippy. I know that this kind of sounds out there, but I have not come across one situation where this was not true. You always have a feeling based on a thought you're having about a circumstance. There's circumstances in life that are facts. Things happen. There are things in the world that we cannot control. Other people's behavior is one of them. So, if your uncle says something nasty about your job, then you have a thought about that comment, and that's what creates your feeling. Okay? And we also have very thick manuals for everybody that we are around. And we think they should act and be exactly what we think they should be and how they should act in order for us to feel good, like at all times. And that's not realistic, and it doesn't work. And people don't know what your manuals are, and they're not required to follow them. You're required to do the work on you and let them be exactly who they are. But you don't have to react to it. You don't have to let it ruin your day. And you don't have to show up and be a person that you later regret. So for me, I know the things that I feel regret for like afterwards. So after a situation, I know what I feel regretful for. But I have been paying attention to the things that I don't feel good about. And so those are the things that I decide ahead of time I'm not going to do, no matter what. So no matter what somebody does or says to me, I'm not going to let that put me in a position where I'm going to act in a way that I'm not going to be proud of. Now, those reactions and actions feel great in the moment, like, oh, we got them back. Oh, they deserved it. And it could be true. Maybe they do deserve it in your mind, but it doesn't matter. What matters at the end of the day is looking at yourself in the mirror and knowing that you like the person you see. It's laying your head on the pillow at night and being able to fall asleep without thinking every situation over in your mind. What could I have done differently? Now, maybe not everybody does that, but I know some of you out there do, and that is what I do. I do tend to overthink a lot of things, but I really, really overthink the things that I think I should have done differently. When I show up as a person that I don't care for, that doesn't sit well with me, and I do spend a lot of time later regretting and just paying attention, like what triggered me to do that? What were my thoughts? Why did I do that? How do I feel now? And the important thing is, if you do show up and you want to act a certain way, but you like make a mistake or you do react to somebody's else's behaviors or comments, don't beat yourself up about it. It's great that it's happening, because now you'll have an opportunity to pay attention. That really triggered me. Why did that trigger me? How could I show up differently next time? Also, when we're with our family, we have a great opportunity to practice unconditional love, which is hard, and that's okay, right? So the people that we spend the most time with, so like our families, are the people who tend to trigger us the most, because it's just math, right? We're with them the most, they're going to be triggering us the most. They also they're more comfortable with us, they're more willing to say, kind of whatever's on their mind. And then, we don't always like what we hear. But what I said to one of my clients today, and what I want to leave you with, is that everybody is just looking for love. Can you go all day tomorrow and look at everybody you come across and think to yourself, they're just looking for love. They just want love. Everybody just wants to have love, to experience love, to receive it. Now, everybody wants love, but that doesn't mean that they go about it in a way that's lovable, right? So I think we all know a child that really needs love, but is harder to love than others because they act out and they don't accept it. They don't know how to accept the love, and they're just a little bit more challenging than others. So family can be the same way, and that's not a problem, but it's all good practice. So decide how you want to show up, what kind of, person, what kind of behaviors you want to be and have tomorrow, and give yourself the time and the love to practice your skills, and look around and know that all these people around you, they just want to be loved too. It doesn't mean that their actions are misguided in the way in which they're trying to get the love, but ultimately, that's what they're seeking. All right. Now, tomorrow's all about freedom. So you have the freedom to choose what kind of person you want to be, how you want to feel, and how you want to act, and how you want to love. So it's your choice, and I want you to have an amazing day. I want everybody to have an amazing day. I will hop on tomorrow for the Facebook Live Challenge, but I don't think it'll be very long. So for any of you who are local, I would really, really encourage you to head down to Ludington Park. I'm in a group called the Esky Pops, and we are going to be performing. I think it's going to be around 7 o'clock. So I would say get there a little bit early just in case we start early. And this will be our very first performance, and we're super excited about it. If you want to learn more about how to deal with your difficult relationships or how to show up as the person you want to be, get a hold of me and let's schedule a life strategy session. It's a 1-hour call that I'm doing absolutely for free. I want to do 100 of them during the time I'm doing my 100-day Facebook Live Challenge. And so I would love you to be one of them. If you want to make sure you get a time that works great for you, I will make sure you get a hold of me, and we can get that set up. So I guess that is it, my friends. I hope you have an amazing day. I'm going to go spend some time with my family, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.